yesterday we were discussing about what, people? Practical problems, equivalent unit, etc. Correct? Okay. Now we'll be discussing about last concept, what is remaining, yet examiner point of view or examination point of view, one of the important concept, because it's been a while since they asked it in the examination, so they might to give it again in the examination. However, sir, how important the concept, sir? Very important. How important from the examination point of view? Very important. Difficulty level of the concept, average. Average. Okay. What is it, sir? Guys, we are going to discuss about what? Interprocess profit. Sir, what do you mean by interprocess profit? People, try to understand. Generally, this process departments and all will be there. No, that will be treated as a cost center. Correct? Responsibility center divided into. Wow. Responsibility centers divided into cost center, revenue center, profit center, and investment center. Correct? Okay. Generally, these departments and all will be treated as a cost center. They are not responsible for generation of revenue. Of course, they are responsible for the production, where they are responsible to produce well within the cost allowed. However, sometimes it will be difficult. It will be difficult to analyze the performance of that particular department. Because, let's say, there is process A, they will send it to process B, they will send it to process C, from process C it will go to finished goods, from the finished goods it will go to customer. Correct? Process A to B, B to C, C to FG, FG to customers. Actually, as an organization, this is the only place where we discuss about profits. This is the only place where we discuss about profits. Correct? But the thing is, whether department A is doing good, B is doing good, or C is doing good, how to check that? That's why what we will do is, we'll ask A to send the units from A to B, not at cost, people. Instead of cost, we'll ask them to send it at something called as transfer price. What price? The meaning of transfer price varies from subject to subject, concept to concept. Okay. For the time being, you try to understand transfer price is the price at which one process will send the output to next process at cost plus profit. In fact, just to remember it as a selling price also, that's also fine. However, we don't address it as selling price because we are not selling from one process to other process. No. Are we selling it? Are we selling from one process to other process? We are not selling from one process to other process. We are transferring. That's why we call it as transfer price. This includes two components. Which and all, people? Cost plus profit. Profit of what? This particular process. Now I will ask one simple question. Is this from the organization point of view, whole organization point of view, is this a real profit of the organization? No. This is only for the control purpose. This is not a real profit. Now B will send to C at transfer price only. That is cost plus profit. Is it a real profit? Now finished goods will be sent at selling price, that is cost plus profit. Is the profit is real profit? So try to understand, this is the only profit where the whole organization really earns. All these profit are inter-process profit, we call it as. What we call it as? Inter-process profit. These are not the real profits. These are not the real profits. Got it? But why do we have this, sir? To have a control over particular process, to ascertain the performance of the particular process. Got it? So it is nothing but the measurement factor, performance measurement factor. That's it. It is not the whole organization's profit, in fact. It's not an actual profit. Got it? So, okay, sir. How to account for it? We already discussed how to account when there is no closing stock, opening stock, no profit involved. Okay. How to address when profit is not involved but opening and closing is there? We have to find out equivalent unit for a denominator, and we have done that. FIFO as well as average method. Yes. Now, how to account? How to do the process account when there is profit involved in it? But which profit? Inter-process profit. See guys, in this case, process account shall be divided into three things. Okay. One we call it as cost. One we call it as profit. One we call it as total. CPT. What is it? Before foundation it was cost, profit, total. Correct? Now, sir, what denotes what? What denotes what? Listen here, people. This is there, no? Cost. It talks about cost of organization as a whole. It is not going to talk about this particular process. This cost column talks about cost to the organization, whole organization point of view. It is not going to talk about cost of that particular department. Keep that thing in mind. This profit column talks about profit of organization. Again, it is not going to talk about profit of that particular process. This profit means we are discussing about profit of the organization. Sir, but when we are doing for that particular process, how do we get to know the cost to that particular organization? Profit of that particular organization? We will be having information regarding only that particular process now. Guys, who will do this? Cost accountant. Cost accountant. Do you think cost accountant will be hired for a particular department or process, or for a whole organization? That cost accountant will have information about all the process. Getting it? And here the total is there, no people? This total column, this talks about particular process. This talks about particular process. Your cost column talks about only cost to the organization. Cost to the organization. Profit column talks about profit of the organization. T, that is total, that talks about of that particular process. Of that particular process. Sir, how it works and all, we'll see with one question only straight away. Only one question is there in study material. One is there in the PYPs. Both the question we'll discuss. Okay. Now listen. And guys, very important. I'm expecting either in September or either in January. In one of the attempt, around 80% probability is there, it will come. Okay. So be careful. Concentrate, one of the important one, if you miss it for a while, then whole sum will be dancing. The concepts will be dancing in your head. So very important, concentrate. Now these 3 column represents what you understood. Now let's say these dots I will connect later, but now try to keep it as isolated concepts. Where were we? Yeah. That is vendor. Vendor will send it to, let's say, process A. Vendor will send it to process A certain goods. Cost to that vendor, I repeat, cost to that vendor is 10,000. He adds a profit 2,000. So he's sending us at what price? 12,000. Now my question is, how much is the cost to that particular process A? 12,000. Try to understand. Cost to process A, whatever we have spent, 12k. But how much is the cost to the organization? Cost to the organization is also 12,000 only. Why, sir? Vendor is not a part of organization. Vendor is outsider. His profit is his profit. What the hell we have to do as an organization? Being an organization, my cost is also 12,000 only, which means whenever I take anything from the outsider, will there be any profit involved in it? Interprocess profit involved in it? No. Now let's say process A incurred cost of 20,000. Process A incurred cost of how much? 20,000. They added a profit of 5,000. They are sending it to process B. They are sending it to process B at rupees 25,000. By the way, what is this 25,000 is called as? Transfer price. Transfer. Now listen. Now while accounting this 25,000, tell me for process B. For process B, how much is the cost? Whole 25,000 is the cost to process B. How much is the cost to whole organization? 20,000. Why, sir? This 5,000 is our one department profit only, no? Are we incurring anything on it? Are we incurring anything on it? It is our own department profit, no? So try to understand, for the organization, the cost is 20,000. Got it? Now, let's say for process B, received 25,000 and we incurred 10,000 extra cost. We incurred 10,000 extra cost. And process B adds profit of 5,000 on its cost. On its cost. Now my question is, to process C, at what price we should send it? Try to understand. In this 20,000, actual cost is just 20,000. Here B incurred again 10,000 cost. That is completely vendor side of vendor from vendor. So no profit is involved in it. So total cost to the organization is 30,000 in it. Correct? And the practice of department B is to send to department B by adding 5,000 to the cost. 5,000 to the cost. Now my question, the transfer price, what they are doing, the price at which they are transferring to process C, is it rupees 35,000 or is it rupees 40,000? 35 or 40? 40, remember. Why? Guys, process B, being a process B manager, I received from process A at what price? 25,000. Is there any my profit involved in it? For me, whole 25,000 is cost. No, I agree for the organization only 20,000 is cost in it. But for me, whole 25,000 is cost. No, I incurred 10,000. No, yes, I know the material, whatever I am talking from the organization point of view, cost is just 30. But from my point of view, 35. So I will add profit for my business, my department, 5,000, and I will send it at 40, not 35. Huh. No. This is process A. In process B, again we will incur material, labor, overhead. No. Correct? This 10,000 is from vendor. Material, labor, overhead, outsider. This 25,000 is from process A. No. This is incurred in process A. If you remember process account, we used to have different process. Every account used to have material, labor, overhead. Whether those were same? Different department is incurring different material, different labor, different expense. So this 10,000 and this 10,000 are not same. Now try to understand. In this 40,000, for how much is the cost for C now? Very good. Cost for C is 40,000. However, how much is the cost for whole organization? 30,000. 30,000. Why? This includes 5,000 of process A, 5,000 of process B. 5,000 of process A, 5,000 of, correct? And this basic, I hope you guys got to know to some extent. Anyhow, when we do the question, you will understand. Now basics you got to know to some extent or no? Now listen. If you remember the process account, expenses we used to book in which side of the account? Debit side. Credit side, what and all we used to book? Normal loss, abnormal loss, transfer to next process, closing stock of WIP. Correct? You remember that now? Fine. So then we'll do one thing. I will just explain you guys this concept with two questions. Okay? Right now you don't have to write. After I solving both the questions, because once I solve one, it might be confusing for you guys. I will solve both the question together, one after other continuously. Then you might get a clarity of it. After that, one question you have to solve on your own in the class. One more you can take it as a homework. Peace? Yes. If I find anyone writing when I am doing this, because knowing that you have to write one question in the class, you know what happens. What happens? ASMR, correct. What ASMR? Sound of paper tearing. Illustration 6 in the ICI material, question number 10 in my material. Look at this question, people. I'm going to explain everything using this question only, so concentrate. A Limited produces product X. What X? Perfume. Don't know what X it is. It could be that woodcutter also. Which passes through two processes before it is completed and transferred to FG. So, how many processes are involved here? Two processes. The following data for the month of October they have given: process 1, process 2, opening stock they have given, direct material they have given, direct wages they have given, factory overhead they have given, closing stock they have given. Sir, whether we should do WIP, sir, or they only have found out the values and given. No need to do it. And interprocess profit included in opening stock they are telling. Let it be. What is that? I will explain later. Output of process 1 is transferred to process 2 at 25% profit on transfer price. Not on cost, people, but on the transfer price. Output of process 2 is transferred to finished stock at profit of 20% on the transfer price. Awesome. Stock in the processes, that is process 1 and process 2, are valued at prime cost, which means here debit side we can't write the amounts randomly. We should divide it into prime cost, overheads, total cost. Prime cost, overheads, total cost. Finished stock is valued at the price at which it is received from the process 2. Sales during the period are rupees 1,40,000. Prepare process cost accounts and finished goods account showing the profit element at each stage. By showing the profit element at each stage, you have to prepare a process account and finished goods account. Go through the question, people. We can start. Simple question, yet confusing one if you don't concentrate. Shall we start? Shall we? But before that, tell me one thing. Whatever the resource will be taken in process 1, is everything from the outsider or any other process is transferring to this process? Everything from the outsider, which means will there be any interprocess profit involved? No. So that's why you can see there opening stock don't have any interprocess profit, because there is no other process profit in the opening stock, because stock is valued at what? Cost to that particular department. No, here cost to the particular department, cost to the whole organization, both are same, because we are thinking from the point of view where everything is taken from whom? Outsider. Getting it? So listen here. First shall I do the process 1 account? People, process 1 account, I will write it as CPT, but you should write it as cost, profit, total. My exams are done. Your exams are shall we start? Yes, yes, that's they have given. From process 1 to process 2, inclusive of profit. Inclusive of process 1's profit. Process 1 will send it to process 2 now. That doesn't mean that process 2 have to send everything to process 3 now. Certain things could be there in the closing stock. Closing stock includes what we incurred on our own plus what we received from process 1. So don't you think that we'll have the profit of process 1? Process 2 stock should have profit of process 1. Last time's closing stock is this time's. Got it? Huh? Listen. To opening stock. To opening stock of WIP. Guys, to that particular process, how much they are telling? 7,000. I told you already, total column represents particular process. Profit column represents whole organization's profit. Cost represents whole organization's cost. Got it? Huh? Now, my question is, in this, any interprocess profit will be there. Can I tell for my organization also, the opening stock cost in this is 7,500 only? Yes. To material. 15,000 to the particular process. Now my question is, am I taking it from the outsider or from one of my process? Outsider. Which means, is that profit organization's profit? No. Everything is cost to the organization also. Yes. To direct wages. 11,000 is employee who is getting that wages. Worker is the son or daughter of the company owner here. If the son or daughter only, then only the money will go back to home, no? Provided they take and go back to home. But here he is outsider, no? Will there be any profit? Done. Is there any direct expense? No. Then can I tell it as prime cost? Sir, why you are dividing prime cost? I already told you that closing stock is valued at. How much it is? 33,000. And if I am not wrong, there should be some factory overhead, correct? How much? 10,500. Will there be any profit of the organization here? Hope so much it is clear. Also, they are telling that, they will concentrate. Closing stock. Guys, here they are talking about the closing stock of particular department. And you know that closing stocks are valued at what, people? Cost, no? Cost, no? Now, how much is the cost they are telling? 3,700. If you agree, closing stock is depending upon opening stock, what we received from different process, direct material, direct expense, direct labor, prime cost. Now my question is, in this any profit is involved? In the prime cost, any inter-process profit is there? Then will that be there in closing stock? No. Can I tell cost of closing stock to the organization is also 3,700. Yes. Now, by process 2 account, that is, we are transferring to the process 2. But remember, we are not transferring it at a cost. Otherwise, we would have taken it as a balancing figure. In fact, we are transferring it at cost plus profit. Correct? Transfer price. So now I am going to book profit of this particular process. Profit of this particular process. Listen. Here I will write to profit. Remember very carefully. Only this will be there. No. This one. Only here we will be talking about profit of the particular process. Your whole column is not the profit of that process. Whole column is the profit of organization. Remember that. Now, profit of this process will be how much, sir? Very simple, guys. Hey, total cost, organization point of view or process point of view? Process point of view. Because process will add profit to their cost or organization cost. Their cost. They are least concerned about whether in that previous process profit is involved or no. For me, it's cost, no. Being a manager of this process, for me, whatever the cost I incurred for this process, I will consider that as a cost. So try to understand. For me, being a process one manager, cost is whether this or whether this one. What I have incurred being a process, not what whole organization cost it is. So guys, always remember profit shall be computed on process profit rather than organization profit. How much it is? 33,700 plus 10,500. 44,200. Listen one more thing here. Listen one more thing. Are we selling whole 44,200? We are keeping 3,700 material with us, which means we are selling only 40,500 costing material. I mean, we are transferring only 40,500 material. Listen one more thing. Can we directly charge 25% here on 40,500? The answer is no. Why? Because the 25% is on transfer price. If the transfer price is 100, profit will be 25, cost will be 75. Yes or no? So, profit determination, see here. %75 means 40,500. 25 means question mark. So the profit we are going to book is 13,500. By the way, this 13,500 is the profit of the whole organization or profit of process 1. Then guys, the cost of the goods what we transferred was 40,500. To that we added a profit of 13,500. How much it is? 50. So the transfer price is 54,000. Here I know that profit will be 13,500 only. Cost will be 4,500 only. But always remember, these two are not cost of the process or profit of the process. These two are the cost of the whole organization, profit of the whole organization. In process 1 it is matching because there is no inter-process profit involved. Once the inter-process profit comes, then this won't match with this. Keep that thing in mind. Because here this is only that particular process profit. This includes whole organization's profit. That you will understand in process 2 account well. Now my question is, overall figure Is the process 1 account clear? This is why, sir, need to have enough sleep. Got it? This is the 6th time I am counting. Which one? No, that department profit we have to show somewhere, no? To total column, it should be either coming in the cost column or profit column. That's what shown as a total, no? No. This particular thing shows as, this particular thing is the only organizations. All these together will be, sorry, this is only for the particular department. These thing will be of organization. We have to show, no, somewhere that particular process profit. That's why we are showing like this. How much is the total here? Total? 44,200. Hope the process 1 is clear. Yes. Shall we go to process 2? Shall we go to process 2? Listen here now, process 2 is important. Process 2 is the factor or account which is going to tell whether you will be able to solve this question or no. So concentrate very well. Important. Again, 3 columns will be there. Cost, profit, total, cost, profit, total. To opening stock. How much they are telling opening stock? Is it for the organization or is it for the particular department? How much? Guys, whether that includes any interprocess profit. How much? 1,000. Can I tell, although for process 2, the value of opening stock is 9,000, whole organization point of view, it is just 7,500. 7,500. Can I say this? Sir, we got one doubt. You told that, and by the way, here which profit would be involved? Profit of process 1 na? Yes? You told that this has the profit of process 1. We know one thing very clearly. What is it? Process 1's profit is 25% on transfer price. Here the transfer price is 9,000, sir. On the 25% is how much? Profit should be 2,250. How you are taking 1,500? A. Are we taking only material from the process 1 or are we incurring extra material cost or no? Labor, overhead. Forget about labor overhead. Closing stock is valued at prime cost. Overhead you leave. Material and labor extra you are incurring or no? Will that include any profit? Don't you think then you can't find out that percentage wise? Because this opening stock of 9,000 includes what we received from process 1 plus what direct material we incurred plus what direct labor we incurred. Only this portion has the profit there. These two don't have any profit. That's why the inter-process profit there, it won't come as 25% there. Is that clear? Now listen. I hope you guys understood this part. To process one, what we are receiving as a whole organization, 54,000. Guys. Sorry, not whole organization, for the department. Being a whole organization is my 54,000 is my cost. How much is my cost in this? 40,000. Profit. I hope it's clear. Then did we incur a material cost here also? How much? 15,750. Now my question is, are you taking it from one of the department or from outsider? Is outsider profit our profit? Can I put profit nil? Try to understand. Total column is talking about cost of the process as a whole. Done. Next, labor is involved. How much? Prime cost. Huh? Which side? Total? Correct. Now listen. Guys, now it's very important. Concentrate. By closing stock. How much is the closing stock of the whole whole department? 4,000. Now my question is, isn't it closing stock based on opening stock? What we received from process 1? What we bought material? What we incurred labor? Yes or no? Now my question is, don't you think this 4,500 includes inter-process profit? Yes? How to ascertain that? Very simple, people. Very simple. Guys, concentrate. When prime cost for the department was 90,000. When prime cost for the department was 90,000, that time, how much was the profit element in that prime cost for the whole organization? 15,000. I repeat, when the 90,000 was a prime cost for the particular department, how much was the profit element for the whole organization? 15,000. Now we know that it is valued at prime cost, which means 4,500 is a closing stock. In that, how much is the profit element involved of the whole organization? Which means out of 4,500, profit element of the organization is 750, which means 3,750 is what the cost to the organization. Everything, prime cost. We are valuing at prime cost. See there, which and all profit involved in that? Yeah. That's why they are telling it's valued at. How you can? Because opening stock, how do you know that in closing how much is of opening, how much is of process? That's why we use prime cost for that. If they tell closing stock is valued on the basis of what we received from previous process, then we can take only 54,000 for that 13,500, 4,500 question mark. Okay. Here they are telling it is depending upon the prime cost. So we should take a prime cost as a whole. Got it? Now listen. By finished goods. by finished goods control account or finished goods account. Very important, concentrate. Very, 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 very important. At what price you are going to transfer. We know that being a process 2, we have to add our profit. Yes or no? Opening stock, sorry, overhead is there, no? How much?
4,500.
Correct? Now listen. To profit. This I am trying to book the profit of process 2. Process 2. Listen very carefully. Guys, how much is the cost to process 2? Not 75,000, 4,500. That is cost to the organization. That's what I told earlier. If you remember, profit will be computed on basis of cost to the process rather than cost to the organization. Here, cost to the process is 90,000 plus 4,500. Sir, that includes profit, not the profit of the process. For me, it's cost only. Correct? No. 90,000 plus 4,500, 94,500. However, the goods costing 4,500 is with us only, which means the amount or the amount of goods what we are transferring is 90,000. Correct? 94,500 is my cost. In that 4,500 is there with us only in the closing stock, which means what we are transferring is 90,000. Now listen very carefully. 90,000 means here cost. Yes, we know that we are transferring to finished goods at 20% on transfer price. 20% on transfer price, which means transfer price will be 100, then the profit will be 20, then cost should be 80. Here we know that 80 means 90,000. 80 means 90,000. 20 means question mark. Huh? By the way, 22,500 is just a profit of process 2. But whenever we are transferring to FG, that whole value what we transfer includes profit of process 1 as well as process 2. Keep that thing in mind. Which means, try to understand. What was the cost, people? 90,000. How much profit we added? So transfer price is 112. Just like how we did previously, don't book profit of 22,500 in it, cost of 90,000 in it, because we want to know the whole organization. Whole organization means in that 112,500, 22,500 of the profit of the process 2 will be there. Some amount of profit of process 1 also will be there. Shall we see how, sir? Closing balance, simple. See here. How much was the cost of the whole organization? Cost of the whole organization, people? 79,000. Correct? Guys. In this 79,500, 3,750 is taken out as a closing stock, which means we still have it. Then how much is the cost we transferred from the whole organization point of view? 75. Profit element in it.
36,750.
So try to understand. 36,750 is the profit for the whole organization from what we transfer to the next process. Which means, try to understand, think from the organization point of view. Of course, whatever we transferred, total 15,000 profit was there. Process 1 profit was there. In that, of course, 750 profit goods we are still holding. Correct? Which means process 1 profit involved here is 14,250. Of course, process 2 profit involved is 22,500. Total, how much is the profit? 36,750. So, we are transferring it at adding profit of process 1 as well as process 2. 15,000 is the profit involved in prime cost of the process 1, whereas 750 is still in closing, which means only 14,250 profit involved goods is transferred, and here 22,500 we are taking from the, adding process 2 profit. Total profit added there is 36,750. What? Coming in?
Closing stock. Process 2 is completed.
Yes.
Then we should reduce 750
We are valuing closing stock on the basis of selling price of process 2 or prime cost of process 2. Then the prime cost means, will that include any profit portion of process 2? Then got it. Shall we go to the process 3 is not there, no? FG. FG. FG account has cost, profit, total, cost, profit, total. Shall we start? Is there a opening stock? How much? But is it cost to the whole organization, people? Is this the cost to the whole organization? In this, process 1 profit will be there. Process 2 profit also will be there. How much it is? 8,000. So, in this, cost to the organization is just 14,250. Correct? To process 2 account. 75,750. 36. 750. 1,12,500. Listen here. Here they are not telling how much is the profit at which we sold it to customer and all. If at all they would have given, then we would have transferred it to cost of goods sold or cost of sales. From cost of sales to costing P&L. In costing P&L, we would have ascertained a profit. However, in the given question, they are not telling anything. Straight away they are telling us how much is the sales. Being no option here, of course we have to take it as a by sales only. Got it? Or you can treat it as by costing P&L, but of course not cost value of it, selling price of it, sales column. How much it is? 1 lakh? Or shall I take it as by CLC? Instead of sales and all, I will take it as CLC. Generally, from FG we transfer to COS, if you remember this cost accounting system. But here we are transferring it to directly to P&L only because we don't have option. By closing stock, how much? Guys, is whole 11,250 is cost to the organization? This is cost to the finished goods, not to the organization, because in this 11,250 there will be a profit of process 1 and process 2. We have to exclude it now. Shall we try to find out how to do that? And by the way, here they are telling it closing stock is valued at. Closing stock is valued at goods received from process 2, which means try to understand. Guys, hey, listen. When the closing stock was, or when the amount received from the process 2 was 112,500, in that whole organization's profit involved was 36,750. Now the amount received or closing stock in it is 11,250. In that profit of the whole organization should be how much? 37? 375. 3,675. Okay. How much is the cost in it? $7,575. Hope it's clear. Now we know that. Now listen. At the end we are selling it to customer only, no? So whatever we book here, try to understand, being a whole organization, we incur total cost of how much? 14,250, 75, 750, 90,000. Hello? Being an organization, we incurred cost of 90,000. However, in that goods costing 7575, we are only holding, which means 82,425 is the cost in it. So whole organization's profit is 57,575. 57,575. That is whole organization's profit. Correct? However, in this 57,575, we already showed the profit of 8,250, 36,750. Yes or no? Yes or no? However, 3,675 is still in the closing stock. So here, whatever is there here onwards, to profit people, I am going to take it as balancing figures. That's it. Okay. First credit side, how much is the total profit? 61,000. $16,250, and here it is 151, 250, 151, 250. Huh? 16 to 50. It's coming as same, huh? That's it.
It is just the circulation within the organization. And when we are getting the actual profit, we are adjusting it.
End of the day, that particular process profit is going to be added to the organization's profit as a whole, no? Showing it in that particular process, how much is our profit as a separate one. If at all you want to show, see, very simple. If you remember this trading account and all, what you used to do, to gross profit you used to show in the debit side, no? Although it is cost column, to match it, you have to show it in that column only. That's what we are doing now. Balancing it off. Yes. So finally our actual profit is here 57,575. That includes process 1 profit, process 2 profit, finished goods may we added some cost, that one.
Profit that we realized is 16,000.
Net profit?
we realize is 16,000 plus 50.
Net profit we realize is 57,575.
Okay, but that includes the profit of other two processes.
End of the day, for me, cost is how much? I sold it at 140,000 as an organization. For me, cost is how much?
82,000.
So, how much I'm realizing as a whole organization? This talks about the profit element only in the finished goods. This talks about the profit element of process 2. This talks about profit element in process 1. Now, listen, look at the PYP, one more question. We'll solve it and then I want you guys to solve one of these questions and we can proceed to straight away next chapter only, because almost everything is done now. Not almost everything, everything is done. Look at this third question. May 2019 question, people. May 2019 question. KT Limited produces a product M which passes through two processes before it is completed and transferred to finished stock. The following data relate to May 2019. Process A is there, process B is there, finished stock is there. Opening stock 5,000, 5,500, 10,000. Direct material 9,000, 9,500. Finished stock, leave, direct wages, factory overhead. Closing stock, interprocess profit included in the opening. Output of the process A is transferred to process B at 25% and output of process B is transferred at 20% profit on transfer price. Stock in process is valued at prime cost. Finished stock is valued at the price at which it is received from process B. Sales during the period is 75,000. See, if at all anyone sold and went that ICI material, 10 marks would be the cakewalk. Other than number change, nothing is changed here. Literally nothing, including even percentages. Correct now? Shall we start? First, let me do process A account. Process A account, cost, because of this girl. Because you spoke, you laughed. Anyhow, you were pro in that, no? Laughing and making people sad. To opening stock. Is there an opening stock? How much? Will there be any profit element in it? Is there a material involved? How much? Is there a profit element in it? To direct? Is there a profit element in it? How much it is? Correct? Can I call this as prime cost? How much? Have I told anything about the overheads? How much? Is there any closing stock? How much? Will there be any inter-process profit involved in it? Because everything is received from the outsider. Everything is cost. No profit involved there. Done. Now, shall we find out the profit first of this particular department? Yes? Yes. How much is the cost for the organization? 20? Sorry, for the department, 23,600. In the 2000 is with us only. So how much is the cost we are selling? 21,600. We are selling it at 25% on transfer price. If the transfer price is 100, profit will be 25. Cost will be 75. Now 75 means how much?
21,600.
21,600. 25 means question mark. 7,200. So, by process B, what was the cost by the way? 21,600. To that we added profit of 7,200. We are going to send it at
28,800.
28. In the process 1, of course, the profit of the department will be the profit of the whole organization. Cost of the department itself will be the cost of the whole organization. However, remember one thing. What is it? From process B onwards, that is not same. Because organization's profit includes both A and B. Got it? Now, 23,600, 7,200, 30,800. 23,000, 7,200, 30,800. Anyone, any doubt in the process A account here? Shall we go to process B? Cost, profit, total. Cost, profit, total. See, all this I would have copied and pasted. All thanks to my atte, who is sitting and judging me there for copy paste of format. Riyam Vada. Sounds like Kannada serial only actually name. That's why you changed your name. 2. Opening stock. How much people? Is it the whole cost to the organization also? Profit is involved. How much? 1,000. Which will come to process A. From process A we are receiving now. How much? 21,600 at the profit of 7,200 at what price? 28,800. Are we introducing any material? How much is the for the particular department? 9,000. Will there be any profit element involved in it? Because it is outsider. 2 wages. 6,000. Is there any profit element involved in it? No? Okay. That will give you prime cost. How much?
Total is 49,800.
40? 49,800. This one? 41,600. 2 factory overhead. How much? 2,000? Have they given closing stock? How much? 2,000? 490. But this includes inter-process profit or no? Shall we evaluate? How to evaluate? When the prime cost of department was 49,800. Closing stock is, profit involved in it was 8,200. Now, the closing stock of the department is 2490. Then interprocess profit should be how much? 4? For me, see, being a department B, for me, cost is 2490 only. Not for the organization, I'm telling. How much it is? 2080. Correct? So, buy finished goods. However, before that, we should know exactly how much is our profit of this particular department. Yes or no? Profit. How to determine that, sir? Guys, how much is the cost of the department? 49,800 plus 2,030. However, in this everything are we selling? The goods to the extent of 2490 is not sold. So what is the cost of goods sold? Cost of the goods transferred. 49,340. We know that we are selling at transfer price plus 20%. So here transfer price is what? 100. Then the profit will be 20. Cost will be 80. So 80 means 49,340. 20 means 12,335. Guys, we are going to transfer to finished goods. Cost being 49,340. We are adding 12,335 to that. So we are going to transfer at what price? 61? 675. Just don't take the profit of 12,335 here, because the cost to the whole organization profit is not same. Now think from the organization point of view. How much was the cost? 41,600. 2030. 43,630. However, in that goods valuing 2080 is with us only, which means the cost here is 41,550 minus 61,675. 20,125 is the profit in it. 20,125 is a profit in it. So 41,600 plus 2030. 43,630. 8,200 plus 12,335. 20,535. 49,800 plus 2030 plus 12,335. 64,000. Just check even this side they are matching or no. Hope it is clear. Hello. Shall we go to finished goods account? Cost, profit, total. Cost, profit, total. How much is the opening stock, people? 10,000. In that, don't you think the profit of the organization is involved? How much? Cost. To process B. 61,675. In that interprocess profit involved is 20,125. Cost being 41,550. Correct? By either you can write it as costing P&L or CLC. How much we are selling? They are telling 75,000. No, 75,000, right? Okay. by closing stock. How much they are telling? 5,000. Don't you think in this 5,000 the inter-process profit will be involved? Yes. And that should be valued at cost that we received from process B. Guys, when we received 61,675, in that profit involved was 2125. Now the closing stock is 5,000. Thousand 632 you take. I mean, better to keep it balanced, but here for a understanding purpose, we are just proceeding. How much is the cost here? 3368. Got it? Being the whole organization, how much cost I have involved, like incurred? 47. 47,550. Correct. However, in that goods costing, 3368 is with us only. 44. So how much profit I made in total by selling it to customer? That is whole organization made 30,818. Okay. In the finished goods, how much profit we added extra? Other than what we added in process 1 and 2, what extra profit we added? 30,818 plus 1632. 32,450 minus 4,000 minus 2125. 8,000. 80,000. 80,000. Simple, no? See, if at all everyone, like, if at all people knew that this comes in examination, hardly it takes 8 to 10 minutes. 10 marks question taking 8 to 10 minutes means literally in examination you are saving 8 to 9 minutes for the other question. And in fact, process don't take much time because it cannot be more challenging actually. Whatever different things were there that we have discussed. Of course, 2 PYPs are there that we will discuss at the end of the day. Okay. 2 PYPs, different kind of PYPs are there. Not different, conceptually covered, but still. I mean, sometimes in the particular process only we might sell it as a intermediate product. Then how to account for it? Basically, we'll transfer to costing P&L. Yes, then we'll see. Now I hope you guys understood this. Now I want to do the study mat question. I'm giving you guys exactly 15 minutes. I want it to get over at 9:40 sharp. Come on, do.